So, what's the best approach to formative assessment in computer science? So, when you're looking to assess your students and basically see what kind of knowledge they've acquired, you want to do an equal parts observation and assessment, observing the progress your learners are making, and you want to create a very clear development plan for them to see how they'll progress through the year. And then, of course, having some types of assessment where you're either giving a project or a scenario that they'll either have to solve and come to an outcome that you want. The biggest difference sometimes that happens with computer science compared to other subjects is there are multiple ways to get to an answer or solve a problem if you give a scenario. So, very similar sometimes in mathematics, how there's different ways to solve, there's going to be different approaches that you could take to be able to solve something or create a program. So, sometimes you might want to think of like, well, what is the most efficient use of codes? What uses the least lines of codes? So, sometimes you might have to give specific, very requirements for that. So you also want to make sure that these assessments are open-ended so that you can really test to see what they understand, because part of what we're looking for is, complexity of learning, critical thinking. So are they able to look at one of these open-ended scenario questions and think of a very creative solution? And creativity is something that is very difficult to assess, but it's something that you can either set up guidelines or a rubric for yourself on how you'll assess that.